Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're doing well. So today I just want us to go through my garden and see what's growing in my small lovely garden. As always, my garden is an organic garden and I like to show you the good, the bad and the ugly and the beautiful, because in an organic garden sometimes not everything is 100%, but we keep going. Working with nature, we have always to know that nature is not perfect and we should not always expect perfect results. So I'm going to get you through my garden so that we see what's thriving, what's not thriving, what we are going to do about it. So we will keep having that conversation as I also show you what I am growing. So starting from here, if you are not new here, you always know we have our herb garden. Our garden is largely a container garden, so there's very small pieces of garden on the ground and garden on the container, which is the majority. So here are our herbs in the containers. At the beginning of the rainy season, we reported most of our plants, and some of them have picked very well, others are really struggling. This is our oregano. This seems like it has picked well. It has not filled the container, but it's doing very well. Within no time, it's going to be all over. So next is our thyme. This is the ordinary thyme. It is not doing very well as I would love it to do, but I'm giving it all the tender love and care so that I see whether it's going to thrive after the reporting. And next to it is garlic chives. These ones picked up almost immediately. They don't struggle. The only problem I had with this container is that it was too full, so I needed to get out some of them and report them, but it responded very, very well. Next is my marjoram. I actually lifted the whole plant and put it here, but half of it looks like it's dying, but that looks normal because of the disturbance of the roots when we were reporting it. Maybe that's why it did this, but the other half is thriving and it has new growth, which is a sign that the plant is going to thrive. So even if the one half dies, the other one is going to thrive and fill the container. I do have a volunteer lettuce on this container. I'm not going to kill it. I'm just going to enjoy the leaves with my salads. Yeah, that's the beauty of an organic garden. You'll get lots and lots of volunteer plants because you don't use harsh chemicals, so the plants just fly, they pollinate themselves, they fall somewhere, they regrow. Yeah. Just beside it is my dying berry plant. I really don't know what I did to kill this. Maybe this pumpkin plant is choking it, but I needed the leaves. If you know me, you know that during the rainy season, I do a stock. I stock my freezers with green leafy vegetables so that during the dry season, then I don't struggle. So I earned a very thriving pumpkin over here, which I have harvested last week for the leaves. So you can see I've harvested lots and lots of leaves here. I have blanched them and frozen them for my food. But then while that plant was thriving, my berry plant was a bit choked and it looks like it's struggling, but you're just going to come and do some maintenance on it. At least it's not dead. It's going to come back. And then I think this is rust. I'm going to look out for some pesticides or fungicides or whatever to try and bring it to life. If it doesn't, I'm just going to chop it from below, then it's just going to regrow. Over here again, this was where the pumpkin was. There was one maize. This is red maize. It was also almost killed by the pumpkin. I'm not so angry with it. The sukuma wiki, they are just coming back. Yeah, so this portion was to give me enough pumpkin leaves to last me for a while, and when it did so, I am not so mad with the damage it brought. The next container has this chili. This chili has been here for 3 years. This is the 3rd year and it's still producing some chilies. So I don't eat a lot of chili, but I use chili for many things. I use chili for my chickens. I use chili for my pesticides. So at any one time, there's a good amount of chilies growing in my garden. I also do a chili sauce, which I sell when there are too many, but I'm not a great eater of chili. Next is bay leaf. I remember the last time I did a garden tour, someone told me, I thought a bay leaf is a tree. No, a bay leaf is not even a tree. It's just a bush. You can pot it actually. I potted mine in the year 2022. So this is the 3rd year and it's doing very well. The only secret is you have to harvest your leaves often and maybe prune it so that it doesn't overwhelm your container. And when I was reporting the others, I didn't report this plant because I was told it can be a bit dramatic. It might not pick as easy as the rest. So I just left it in the same container and just pruned it. So what I'll do is harvest all these leaves, dry them, put them in the kitchen in a container, and then they'll come back. Yeah. Then next is my lemon feast. This is not a very popular herb around. Not so many people keep this herb. So it has a lemony taste, and I use it to make my herbal salt a lot. I like the zing it brings to my herbal salts. So I didn't also report that one. I just started a new one. You will see as we go ahead. This is my blue basil. A very generous plant, this one. It doesn't stress me at all. And so I don't even plant new ones anymore, because when it seeds like this, they'll just be full. They'll just be everywhere. I'll be the one required to trim them. So now the most dramatic plant of the season is my dwarf curry. Now dwarf curry was doing so well last season, and I didn't also report it fully because I also realized it can be a bit dramatic. So I pruned it heavily, and also harvested it heavily when I was doing my herbal salt, because this is also another plant that gives my herbal salt a very nice taste. It gives it a smell that is so nice, and a taste also. So I harvested it heavily to make my herbal salt. Now it didn't come back as expected. You see how dramatic it is. Almost 70% of it looks like it's dying, but then the 30% that is alive, I'm going to give it all the tender love and care so that it comes back nicely. Next is where I started a new lemon feast plant. Yeah, so it's here, it's picked, and this doesn't seem like it will give me trouble. So yeah, that one is going well. It was just a small one and it's picked. Next is my rosemary plant. This one is a plant that is used in my house so much for so many things, and so yeah, I have two, although one is almost dead, but I'm happy with that one. Next is the second rosemary plant. I don't know what happened here, and I think someone poured something on it. This is my front yard, so I don't know what someone poured, so it looks like it's burnt, half of it, but it's not dead. I have hope that it's going to come back. I planted some chamomile, nothing came up. Yeah, dramatic as they can be, those ones. So I usually do plant in this container at least 3 herbs, but this time nothing else came. It's only the rosemary that looks like it's thriving, and that's it. Not too mad about it. Next is my doorstep monstera. This is the variegated, is it the variegated or the scallop monstera plant? It was too big, so we pruned it because it was covering almost the whole area, but it's coming back nicely. You can see it has very nice new leaves, but then it doesn't exist alone. It exists with this curled leaf parsley, which I also love so much for my meals. People really confuse dania with parsley, but this one is too obvious. It's not dania. This is the curled leaf parsley. This is the flat leaf parsley you will see in my garden. That's the one that is highly confused with dania. So over here on top of me is a mango. Now this mango tree, I think if you've been on this channel long enough, you remember I started when this mango tree was this size. Now about 4 years later, the mango tree is so big, it's threatening to come inside the house, but I'll keep pruning it. But the beauty is that it gives me so many mangoes. It's now flowering, and yeah, I enjoy my own organic mangoes, and I jam some. I make some jam with some. Yeah, so it's a win. Although it has really reduced the amount of space I can grow vegetables. Now here we have an intruder. I've always told you in an organic garden you have to coexist. This is a slug. These things have given me headaches forever. I've tried to control them. These ones, gosh, there are so many, but yeah, we coexist with them. We don't I'm not obsessed with killing insects and bugs in my garden. I think the main word is control, reduce the population, and coexist. Yeah, it's nature. So this is our bed of lettuce. We had 2 varieties of lettuce growing here. This one, And then this is the one they call romaine lettuce. Yeah, there's so much of it. We've enjoyed salads and all. This is my cherry tomatoes. They don't do really well under shade, but they gave me a show, and yeah, we've eaten a good amount of them, and I'm not too mad with how they did. Yeah, this was a volunteer plant, so I didn't disturb it and just trellised it, but it looks like now it's getting overwhelmed. I don't know why, but yeah, if it dies, it dies. If it thrives, it's no more. So remember, with plants, we have to keep on removing the dead, deceased, and dry plants to try and give the plants a new lease of life. Yeah, so this is under shade, and you can see lettuce is thriving. If you've not seen our collection of plants that thrive under shade, go check out that video. We did a whole collection. So next is my parsley. This is the flat leaf parsley, which people like to say it's dania. This is not coriander. This is not dania. This is parsley. Yeah, so this is my flat leaf parsley coexisting beautifully with my curled leaf parsley. They are both just two varieties of the same plant. Next is there's some sukuma wiki over here. Yeah, I always do grow these. In Kenya we call them the saka sukuma wiki, not the ones you plant seeds. We plant sakas. They hold better in my area. They have less pest issues, and so yeah, those are the ones I like to grow. Next is my leeks. I do consume lots of leeks because I make a lot of bone broth, which I use to cook my food. So yeah, my leeks are doing well. Now here I have an interesting volunteer. I don't know whether it's a lemon or an orange, but I'm going to let it grow a bit more and then try what do we call it, graft it. I'll try graft it and then transplant it to another area. Here is this plant was taking over my garden, so I had to really try contain it because it's going everywhere. It's my pomegranate plant, and so many of them, some have what do we say, they have bursted in the garden. I don't know why. I think because it was too dry, then it rained, those ones bursted. I just left them for the birds. Yeah, the birds will enjoy those ones and other bugs. Then there are some more for us to enjoy. We've had a lot of them. We also have some more here. So next is my orange. This orange is a wonder for me. These ones are almost ripe. I love to let my fruits ripen in the garden because they taste better. So I'm letting these oranges ripen over here. All these are oranges. We've eaten so many of these. The other side also, there are some more oranges over there. Then down here, I have more kales and more spinach. You know, this garden spinach is in abundance, but because spinach doesn't like a lot of rain, this is how it behaves when it rains a lot. So spinach is largely hot weather. When it's hotter, that's when it thrives better. But I always grow spinach because I eat a lot of it. So here is all spinach. And here is my flower, my dahlia. In my garden, I like to grow both flowers and normal plants and herbs so that they can work together to repel pests and make it easier for me to control pests organically. Then over on top of me is my moringa plant. You know, moringa is a superfood. So this one is no longer a plant. It's actually a big tree now. If you've been in this channel long enough, you know where we started with it. It was a tiny seedling. Now it's a big tree. We also have to prune it because it covers it will cover the whole driveway if we don't contain it. So you have to prune it a lot. And then these leaves, they are very good for our chickens because they have a lot of vitamins. So I don't waste them. When I prune them, I dry some for our consumption and others I use for my chickens. Yeah. Then here is another orange plant which is bringing a few oranges. This one doesn't give a lot of oranges like the other one. So I think it's because it's also very shaded over here. There's a lot of shade. So it doesn't do as well, but I just keep it. I'm not so dramatic with removing plants and plants must produce and all. So next is fennel. This fennel, I left it to go to seed, but it's also been a bit dramatic. It's going everywhere, as you can see. It's a herb. I use the leaves and both the leaves and the seeds. So yeah, this is my fennel. I want it to go to seed so that I can harvest seeds, or it can just pour seeds which will grow for my next season's fennel. And next is more spinach and beetroots. We do grow a lot of beetroots because I love beetroots. And down there we have spinach, a few spinach, and then there's this plant that was going almost everywhere. It's the chayote plant. You can see the fruits are here. This one. So just to me ways I can eat it. There are so many. Now I'm feeding them to my chickens. My chickens love them. I train them in salads a bit. I don't hate them, but I don't love them. It's just 50-50. So I eat them once in a while. But for chickens, those ones are perfect. My chickens adore those things. Once I give them, they lay eggs like no one's business. So next is this plant is, this is a pepino melon. My pepino melon used to be very bushy, so I tried to contain it over here, and it's already flowering. So I think in the next few months I'll have some pepino melons. My garden is already asking for maintenance because these are tomatoes which need to be trellised along this cage. I think I'll come back later and do that. So next I have more spinach over here, and then this coriander. Now this is dania. For those people who keep confusing parsley with dania, this is dania. I don't know whether I get the other leaf and I show you, but I think it takes you seeing it in a person to be able to differentiate it. Yeah, and then next is dahlia. This is another dahlia for pollination. It brings pollinators to the garden. This is my old capsicum. It's dying, but I don't know why I don't want to remove it because it gave me so many. I'm giving it another chance, but I think it also has a problem. You can see the leaves are turning yellow. Maybe age, maybe some disease, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure because I've done almost everything I used to do to it, but it's not like recovering. So if it doesn't recover, I think it's time to let it go. It's been here for a while. Over here is this plant. This one is my soursop. This shrub. It's my soursop. I grew it, I think last year. It's been here for a cool like 6 or more months. It was established when I bought it. It was a seedling, not a seed. So it's been here for a while, and I think it's doing well. I'm going to harvest the leaves and maybe take them. It's a very good antioxidant, and there is a lot of scientific research around this plant when it comes to managing cancer, and they are very positive. So I am keeping it as a medicinal plant as well as a herbal tea. So I'll be drinking a lot of soursop tea in the near future when this plant is doing very well. This is my new pawpaw tree. I wanted to replace this one because this is dead. It's almost entirely dead, so I have to bring a new pawpaw tree because these pawpaws help to keep the birds up there. I know people ask me, why do you let birds eat pawpaws? If I don't let them eat pawpaws, they are going to come down and eat my spinach. So these are destructive, like not destructive ya kuharibu, to distract them, to give them another thing to eat other than to eat my food. And they don't even finish the pawpaws. They'll eat 1 or 2 and then yeah, that will be it. Also the birds, where will they eat? They have to have something to eat so that we coexist peacefully with them. Yeah, so here is more beets, more spinach. This is a pumpkin plant. I'll let it go that way and climb on my fence because yeah, greens for me any day, every day. We have to have greens in this house. So next is my another chili plant. Yeah, these ones they are already ripened. They need to be harvested. Yeah, so next is this is my tomato seed bed. I need to transplant. Yeah, I've not done very well in maintaining my garden. Still needs maintenance. This is tomatoes I planted here. They're cherry tomatoes. They need trellising. I need to come over here with the trellises and stake them going up so that they don't lie down and they stop killing my beans. I don't know which bag is this, but these are my French beans and they have been feasted on thoroughly. I don't know what is eating them, but yeah, I'll come, and when I maintain the tomatoes, I think the the beans will thrive. All that. This is my turmeric, and that's more beans, more of my beans. Next is more leeks and a strawberry plant there that's struggling. I don't know what hit it, but it's not doing as well as it was doing last time. I think it's time for it to be split and transplanted. Yeah, this is my mint, my lemon balm. I don't know why some people call it peppermint, some people call it lemon balm. I just call it mint. I think that argument will never end. So I'll let it be. Next is my chocolate mint, my favorite mint in the house for cocktails and teas. So it's pretty much very used, that one. Then next is my apple mint. So I have about 4 types of mint in this garden. So yeah, this sweet potato vein doesn't produce very nice sweet potatoes, but you know what? In the dry season, my rabbits and my goats struggle. So I'll keep the vines. Within time, there'll be a lot around here, so I'll just keep giving them to my rabbits and my goats. So some plants we keep, not necessarily for our own food, but also for our animals, because also here it can get very dry, but the sweet potatoes don't die at all. So they give food for my animals. So this bed here used to be a very big sugarcane here, which died. Termites killed my sugarcane, so I planted a new one. And next to the sugarcane is another pawpaw that this is a volunteer pawpaw. I didn't plant it, but I'm not going to kill it. I'll let it be. I see what happens to it. Then I have a bit of spinach here, and my red maize is growing over there. There's beans also going up that post. Those are purple beans. I got those things from South Africa. I eat the leaves largely, not really the beans. They wouldn't be enough. Yeah, they would be enough for a meal, but the purpose of me growing these beans is just the leaves. So I'm also growing more beans up this wall. I love my wall green, but this time I've not done the whole wall because there the strings, the canvas got lost and I didn't have time to replace them. But if I do, those beans over there will climb the wall and the wall will be green. I really hope I'll get time to come and maintain this garden. It's getting out of hand as I've gotten busier and busier, but it's life and we are grateful for work. My evergreen banana plant, we've harvested about 2 bananas. In the last garden tour you saw, we had 3 bunches of bananas. But this one is almost producing a banana. That one we just harvested. We need to remove this banana tree because it's just sucking water and nutrients and it's not doing anything constructive. Yeah, just below the banana tree we have tropical mint. So you've already seen I have 4 types of mint. So I use them interchangeably for anything. But I've always said the best way to grow your mint is to always make sure it's in a container, because mint can be dramatic. It's going to go everywhere and then your garden will be full of mint. Next is celery. Celery is very nice for juicing and for soups. If you don't like raw juice, you can always cook soups with your celery. Next is this bed is supposed to have peppers, but there's something interesting happening here. I used to have a red cabbage over here, which I had let go to seed. Then one of my people in the house broke it accidentally. It was not intentional. So when it broke, I told him, leave the stump there, we see what happens. So it looks like there's some growth. Yeah, I am a very patient gardener. I'm going to keep this thing here for even if it takes 2 years, because I was told these seeds were heirloom. And when I grew them, they were about 5. Somehow only like 3 grew. So we ate 2 cabbages and left this one. Got broken accidentally. So I'm giving it another chance. Because yeah, I don't know where else to ever get heirloom cabbage seeds. This bean is not supposed to be here. So I'm going to remove it and terrace my pepper. This is my capsicum, and these ones. All here is capsicum, which I have planted with the garlic so that we try repel the bugs. Yeah, so here, this was my seed bed. I used to have here carrots. These carrots are also heirloom. They've been here forever. I'm also waiting for them to give me seeds. Taking forever, but yeah, I'm told they take even 2 years. So let's see what happens. Here I have my ashwagandha. Last time people kept asking me where to get ashwagandha from. Just find someone who has this plant. And this plant in Kajiado and naturally semi-arid areas, it grows in the bush. You just need to learn how to identify herbs and you can very easily find it. And it's growing with my dahlia. Dahlias, I grow them for beauty and for pollination because they are very nice flowers that attract pollinators. Yeah, so that's my ashwagandha, doing very, very well. By the way, it doesn't give me any stress. It produces seeds, reseeds itself, and keeps going. So next I have my favorite cherry tomatoes. I've never had any other cherry tomato that gives me this big cherry tomatoes. I got this seed was sent to me by a friend from the US. And yeah, it's been here. We've kept it for a while. It's not an easy plant. It requires a lot of care, but the results are worth every bit of care that I give it. So I try to maintain it over here. It gives me very nice cherry tomatoes. This is a volunteer pawpaw. Obviously, it cannot stay here, so it needs to be moved because it's in a container. There's no way a whole tree is growing in a container. I'll move it. I'll see whether I need to keep an extra pawpaw or just remove it and give these leaves to my chicken. They are very nutritious for the chickens, and also they are said to have deworming properties. Speaking of deworming, next is my nasturtium. This one is a chicken dewormer. It's very good for deworming your chicken, but it's also a very good companion plant when you're planting your squash, your cucumbers. I did have cucumbers, but they died. Yeah, that's how dramatic a garden can be sometimes. When I was growing this nasturtium over here, I put it with cucumbers and marigolds. So because those three do very well together and they are good companions, but the cucumbers decided they were not willing to grow, so they died. So I have marigolds and more marigolds over here. Inside here there are more marigolds, and then the nasturtium, the star of the show. So I'll use it for deworming my chicken. It's not going to go to waste, even though the original reason for growing is this gone. These are spring onions everywhere. We have lots of these because we love cooking with them. Now hiding inside here is my sweet basil. This season sweet basil has refused me. You would think that I grew only one plant of sweet basil, but no, I grew over 20 plants of sweet basil, but I have one. Imagine, out of 20, only one, because I grew them from seed. So only one thrived. So I'm really taking care of it because I also want seed from it. I'm not a big fan of buying seeds and seedlings every season. So I like to keep my own seed. And this one, we are keeping it as a treasure so that we can harvest seeds from it because the others have refused to grow. Next are my struggling capsicums. I don't know why they have refused to thrive. But I realized that my goats were here someday, so they chopped up their heads, and there's challenges of being a mixed farmer. They coexist. Now my bean also going up this banana tree. These are the same beans. They are purple. When these pods are ripe, they turn purple. They are so beautiful. But again, I grow them for the leaves. The leaves are so nice. They taste almost like kunda leaves, but I don't ever cook them alone. I mix them with terere and any other leaves that I have, and then blanch them and freeze them. If I wanted, I would eat these beans as green because they're enough for me to have a meal. But no, I'm just going to keep them and maybe share the seeds because these will be too many seeds for me next season. So I'll share them with my farmer friends. Next is my pawpaw. This pawpaw is what I'm hoping will work together with the other pawpaw because you can't grow one single pawpaw. You need a male and a female for you to have pawpaws. So yeah, I'm hoping this one will work with the other one to give me pawpaws. Right below it is my asparagus. So this plant is also another very dramatic plant. It produces, you're supposed to eat the shoots. So it will produce like 3 shoots. And if I don't harvest them, they look like this. They become trees. And so I can't eat 3 shoots in a meal. So yeah, we still live with it because We cannot kill it, we love it. We are hoping to be able to transplant it to a bigger space when we have it, and then we can have enough asparagus to make us a meal. And next is my sukuma wiki growing under the popo tree, not doing so bad. I've had sage for over 10 years. It kind of caught some bug, so it's not thriving as sage thrives in this place, but I'm not going to do anything about it. I know it will bounce back. I've had sage for over 10 years. It has never disappointed me. It does that and then comes back, so not too mad. Next is my lavender. So my lavender is having some blooms. Yeah, so that's my lavender. I don't know whether it's the French or there are so many lavenders. I really don't ever mind so much. As long as a plant is thriving, me, I'll have it before I even figure out what exactly it is. Here is my dania. We've harvested a good amount of this dania. I want it to go to seed so that next season I don't have to buy dania. This is terere. Terere is everywhere. If you've been in this garden long enough, you realize we always have this everywhere. And I don't even plant it. It just comes back and I don't bother it because we eat a lot of it and just go ahead and harvest it when it's ready. Then my very, very old peppers. These ones could be even more than 3 years, but you can see they are still having peppers. So I keep them for as long as they go, and when they start dying, I just kill them and bring new ones. Yeah, so many of peppers. I've already said I use this for pesticides and for my chicken, and once in a while for cooking. I'm not a big pepper eater. Finally is my spring onions. These ones I have them in plenty, and over here this is my red maize. Obviously I don't grow maize for anything serious because there are very few. I grow this maize for roasting. When it's ready, we're just going to roast. It will give me like, say, 30 cobs or 40 cobs maximum. Then we are just going to roast it or boil it and eat it as a snack. We cannot produce enough maize for ourselves, so we rely for maize and maize flour and all meals maize we just buy. Yeah, so finally is my Malabar spinach. This plant was all over, so I just removed all of it to give it a new lease of life. And so yeah, it's picking. It is going to go along the wall and make my wall green the way I like it. And to close this show is my parsley. I do have a lot of parsley because yeah, I love my spices natural as can be. Yeah, so that's my parsley, flat leaf parsley, and that is the end of this garden update. I hope you've enjoyed seeing what's growing in our small lovely garden. If you have any questions about organic gardening or keeping a small garden, or how even to become sustainable with a small garden space, if you are new here, please remember to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. You can also share this video with your friends so that they get the inspiration to grow their own food. Always remember, if you have a vision, add some passion. I'll see you in the next one.